Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So, sitting above the original floor mats from my Ram Laramie is a couple of packages and an organizer for the upper dash area of the Tundra that may go on today. But in this box right here is the beginning of the lighting mods, because I realized after my trip to Pismo how essential lighting is going to be. So the lighting mods officially begin today. And this package right here is another lighting essential, although I can't install this yet until another part shows up that I can install these with. So in the very near future, these go on too. But for today, we're installing some bed lighting. Speaking of Pismo Beach, dude, Pismo Beach was so much fun. The entire trip up to Central Cal to Monterey, took the coast the entire way back. I've already planned another trip back down to Pismo end of this month. So if any of you guys want to tag along, hit me up on Instagram on the DM at Mark_Brenner. Let's have some fun. But this time I'm gonna be a lot more prepared. I'm gonna have an onboard air compressor so we can air down and air back up. I'm gonna have traction pads. I'm gonna have adequate lighting. Also, a new lift kit. Dude, my new lift kit showed up yesterday. So we are going taller. We'll see how the 37s respond to a taller lift kit, because 37s on a 3.5-inch lift, I found out really quick, is a very impractical, not very functional setup. But in this box right here is a bed lighting strip kit from Nightlight, sold on Amazon. They have two options. One is the all white option, and then the RGB option, which is the color changing option, which is the one I have right here. You guys know how much I love lighting. Anything lighting, dude. Starry headliner, underglow, rock lighting, lighting in the grill, footwell lighting, bro. Anything lighting. When I was a baby, my first word was light. When I was a kid, I used to run lighting underneath my bed. I'm still a kid, just an adult version of one. Even my place I live in right now, my entire condo here is outfitted with Bluetooth controlled lighting throughout the entire place. So yeah, seems like a very easy install. So I say we head on down to the truck and throw down the new bed lighting and see how it looks. Let's get it. Everything that came in the kit is laid out right here with a bunch of wiring. We have 3 light strips, all 60 inches. We have a remote. I thought it was Bluetooth controlled, but it's actually remote controlled. We have some hardware and some instructions right here. There's what we're working with. There's all the colors we can play with when we're done. I think I'm gonna do for the power, by the way, is probably tap into the battery from the front of the truck, run that wire down to the back of the truck here, feed it into the bed, right into this red wire right here, which is already fused as well. And then we'll just ground it, feed the power into the control module. This goes into the first light strip, and then we connect the other 2 light strips with these 2 cables right here. Now, the reason why I have to go to the battery is because if I were to tap into anything back here, say for example, the tail lamp right here, it's only gonna have power given to it when that's activated. If I were to tap into the cargo lamps up here or the license plate lights or something like that, it's only gonna be given power when those things are activated, because everything back here is on a switch. There's no constant power supply. So I'll probably run a wire from the battery to the back of the truck, underneath the truck, feed it in the bed, and then we'll have power just like that. And since we are using 3M's double-sided sticky tape, the very first thing I'm gonna do is wipe down the entire surface surface underneath the rails with the isopropyl alcohol right here. Step number 1, gotta prep it, and then we'll stick these things on. Alrighty, so I have the 3 light strips unrolled, and I'm realizing this setup's kind of weird. So here's the red wire and the black wire harness connected into the control module, which then has a splitter. So it's got 2 leads coming from that, which we have to use both of. So we have to connect we can only connect 2 light strips to one of them, and then we have to connect 1 light strip to the other one. So 1 light strip here has 2 connectors, 1 male, 1 female. Then the other 2 only have 1 connector, 1 male on one of them, and then a female on the other. So what's kind of strange about this whole thing is they don't all connect together. So I would think that that's how it should be done best, that we just connect 1 light to one of them, to 1 lead here coming from the power supply, and then they all connect to each other to create less wiring. But it's not that way at all. So we have to use both of these right here. Drilling 1 hole back here, and then running this feed through there to power into the 1 light strip that will connect into the other one. And then I have to use this other connector right here and the extension cable as well, and then run that down here, tuck it in somewhere like right in here in that lip somewhere, run it in through the taillight socket, drill another hole right here to feed into the single light strip. Instead of them all connecting together, we have to run this unnecessary cable. All right, so the light strip's a little too long for the rails right there. So the one on the left and the right side, but the one in the back there does work, like down to a fraction of an inch. So we can leave that one on, which is actually a good thing because I don't know how else we would mount up a light strip back here without that right there. So that's good. But yeah, the two here on the side do need to come off, and then we can go ahead and tuck those things up there in that lip so it's more concealed. That should look a little bit better too. So yeah, let's go ahead and take those things off and stick them on. Alrighty guys, and just like that, got the rails out and no bed liner back there. So I think they masked off the rails right here, even some overspray down there too. But anyways, threw the screws back in there, and now I'm gonna clean it one more time underneath there, and then we're gonna throw the strips way up in there. I feel a nice smooth surface too, so even better surface for the tape to bond to. And then we'll throw one back there and we are good to go. That fitment though, dude, check that out. Perfect. Down to the centimeter, two wires right here to connect. Female, male, plug them in. Good to go. All right, so the light strips are holding up pretty good with the 3M sticky tape. I got one connector hanging out right there, and then one connector hanging out right there. So with the taillight out, I can drill a hole right there to give me access to feed this connector through to and connect into one of these connectors. And I can also feed out the light switch into the bed and mount it up probably somewhere like right there. Drill a hole and run some wire. I don't think that's normal right there, bro. This thing's smoking. What? Let that cool down for a minute. Alrighty, so over here on the driver's side, I ran the cable through the hole I drilled. I'm gonna connect this cable to the extension cable, run it underneath this lip right here, connect it into one of the cables here on the splitter, and the other one goes into this guy right here, which I'll feed through the bigger hole, which I can also fit the switch into as well. And then we'll stash all this stuff up in here somewhere, run it to the wire or to the power, and then ground it. And that's pretty much it for the next step. So here's the cable running from the light strip on the driver's side. I'm actually gonna feed it underneath the truck and sort of zip tie it to all these wiring looms right here, and follow this one all the way through to the other side, and then run it up into the taillight pocket of the driver's side and feed it into the splitter that way. It's a little bit easier than trying to get it up in that little lip right here, because if I were to put it into this little spot right here, I gotta find some way to like make it stick, and it seems a little tough to do. So we're gonna zip tie that cable underneath the truck here, run it to the passenger side, up in here, and then right into this guy right here. A couple zip ties later, and we have the driver's side fed to the passenger. Alrighty, so we are making some progress. This here is a wire I supplied. I attached it to a bolt that's attached to the frame. This here's my ground, and I'm actually gonna end up tapping into power from the power supply to the taillight assembly. This harness right here powers a taillight, and that bottom right spot right there where the white stripe or the white wire and the green stripe is the taillight. I feel like that should be good enough. So essentially I'll have power to these light strips anytime the taillights are on. If in the future it's not good enough, I can run a wire from the battery, no big deal. But I have my T-tap, my spade connector. This will go onto the red wire, and then I'll use the T-tap right here to grab power from that white wire with the green stripe. And then we'll attach this black wire right here to my ground wire, and then connect these guys up to that plug, one plug down there, that plug down here, which I'll feed through that little hole right there, and then also feed the switch through the hole the other direction and mount it up right there using some 3M sticky tape. So yeah, dude, we're almost there. Parking lights on real quick. Got nothing happening here, so hit that switch one time, and just like that, and it's on blue. That's so sick. All right, before we go through all of the settings, I'm gonna go ahead and reorganize all these wires and wrap up this guy really quick, make it waterproof as much as we can, and then taillights back in and check it out. Dang, dude. And just like that, dude, welcome to In-N-Out, bro. Everyone's here right now. But I have a challenge for you guys right now, because I feel like 9 times out of 10 when I come to In-N-Out, the person I come with always orders something ridiculous. It's never basic. Mine's super simple though. Mine's a double single, which means 2 meats, 1 cheese. I add onions, get a French fry. Who has the craziest order? Drop that in the comments below. I feel like everyone's got some unique way of ordering at In-N-Out, so let us know in the comments below. But yeah, dude, I am excited. I haven't eaten since like probably 2, and it's almost 10, so I'm hungry. Man, In-N-Out never ever misses. So fire. But anyways, as you guys saw, I did tap into the taillight here on the passenger side for power. So only when the taillights are on is when we get power to the bed lights. So I'll probably end up changing that in the future here pretty soon, and wiring it straight to the battery so we can avoid having to keep the taillights on. But without further ado, let's check these things out. Dude, check that out. That's so sick. Pretty bright too. It's not like stupid bright, but it's bright enough for sure. Although I will say this though, I mean, the white's not very white. It's got more of like a bluish, kind of yellowish tint to it. But it's kind of becomes the territory of the RGB lights, because they do change colors. So the white is never really like that white with RGB lights. Although they do have an all white option. You can get just the white light strips from Nightlight on Amazon. And that's probably a much whiter option, but this will definitely do. And I turned the cargo lamps off so we can get the full effect. This definitely does give us better lighting than cargo lamps for sure, and it's a better alternative than the factory bed lights that come with a lot of trucks nowadays. My Chevy had that too, and it was definitely nice. But this is a much more like uniform look or light output for sure. It's brighter, no doubt, and it looks a lot cleaner too, so that's pretty cool right there. But yeah, I mean, I probably should have gone the all white option myself. I feel like I'm never gonna need red. Like, I'll never need green or blue. Light blue is kind of cool though, match the wrap. But I don't know, the color changing aspect of it's probably more of a novelty. Like if you're parking lot chilling or something like that, or camping or something like that, then it's kind of cool to like have in the background or something like that. But not very functional. The white is kind of what you want to see the best inside of your bed. But yeah, dude, I mean, it's pretty lit up in this parking lot too. It's not super dark and it's still pretty bright, so pretty cool. And given how much I hate wiring stuff up, dude, pretty straightforward. So I drilled a hole on this side right here so we can feed the wire down from this light strip right here on the driver's side. Fed that one wire down underneath the truck, zip tied it to a wiring loom, fed it to the splitter on this side, which also ran through the hole I drilled on this side right here. One for the light switch and the other for the light strip here on the passenger side. And there's a connector right there in the corner. I'll have to figure out how to kind of like hide that away, but that powers the light strip there on the front of the bed, which, dude, this stuff fits perfect, by the way. Like, it's made for this truck, I feel like, down to the centimeter. Like, it fits so perfect right there, and on the sides as well. I mean, it's just literally the perfect fit all the way around. So pretty cool right there. But yeah, overall, I mean, pretty good lighting. You can put the stuff in literally any truck, just about. And I have these rails, right? So this is why it worked out so great up front here. Without the rails, you probably have to mount it facing the back of the bed, which you'll end up seeing the little light chips in there, which I didn't prefer that look. I love this super subtle, like you don't see anything. I wanted a very clean look without wires showing, and I think we did a good job. So aside from the 8 colors, we have this jump 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's jump 1, there's jump 2, jump 3 kind of fades, jump 4 fades a bit faster, and then there's these music settings right here too. Music 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here's number 1, but it's probably not going to do much because the little module is behind the taillight right here inside of the bed, so it's probably not going to hear us too well. But or maybe it does. Oh, how funny! Hello. All right, anyways, yeah, we have these strobe options right here too, in case you ever want to bring the rave to the desert. There you guys have it. I'm gonna end the video off right here, but yeah, pretty cool. New lift kit coming very soon. Getting that thing installed like ASAP, dude. I'm so hyped on that right there. But that's all I have for you guys today, though. So as always, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys very soon. Till then, peace out.